On the Ricardian equivalence, government spending has no effect on output. This is false. So if government spending today increases by $1, we know due to the multiplier that the income, the national income of the economy, will increase by more than $1. How much was used? So how much was spent in order to increase GDP by more than $1? Well, only $1 was spent. Agents, households of the economy will anticipate that the future selves will have to finance this increase in spending. So assume that the government spending increases today by $1 without changing the taxes. Well, then consumers will simply increase their savings by the very same amount because they know that they will have to finance this at some point. But they only increase savings by $1. But we know that when government spending increases by $1, the income will increase by more than $1. Therefore, output will still in the end decrease because the direct demand effect dominates. That is the effect when the government increases expenditure immediately by $1. And the next one was asking us, so under Ricardian equivalence, changes in taxes have no effect on output. That is true. Consumers realize that so if we change taxes today, so if taxes increase today, what is going on? So if I'll put differently, so if the consumers today are experiencing tax cuts, they know that these tax cuts will have to be financed at some point because we cannot just decrease taxes without financing it. So if the households today experiences tax cuts, households will simply increase their savings by the very same amount because they know that they in the future will have to finance the tax cuts of today. So in other words, consumers realize that the tax cuts will be offset by higher taxes at some future point. Therefore, they will not consume more in response to a tax cut, but instead save the additional amount of income. Therefore, on the Ricardian equivalence, changing taxes will not have any effect on output because the consumers, the households, will simply respond by increasing their savings by the very same amount of the tax cut. Why? Well, the households know that they will have to finance these taxes at some future point in time.